Right, that's me in from just off the chop in a hotel in Aberdeen, at the airport, because I fly again at 7 in the morning or something to Shetland. I only saw highlights, so I can't make a proper assessment of it. What I do now know is the gaffer tore into them and he was angry, and ironically, I liked what he said because he didn't sugarcoat in it, and you could see the guy was angry. I'm sure there was a few players that stripped tore off him, but here's the thing. I think the main players is Tavernier, Dow, and Danilo. Then he dropped instantly. If he doesn't drop them, if that's the players he's talking about, and it's players that you guys have said on the page that are getting slated. I know there's no one come out this with flying colours, but the other ones we've all been suspect of them. I'm always loath to talk about Tav because, as you'll see in the comments, he's such a divisive figure. And half the reason I don't like talking about him because it's a pain in the backside to moderate. Because if people lose their patience with him and they get hot, and I understand that. There was a few people got hot last night. I banned a couple of people. Somebody that got one of the girls, and there was a guy who called me a Tim. He says this page is run by Tims. Right. Anyway, but onto Russell Martin. Right. If he's saying there's players there that have got ego problems, he needs to drop them. See if it's the same team. See if those three players don't play on Tuesday night. I'm like, okay, you need. He's got to. This is his first big test. That's where I'm coming from. If he doesn't drop them, if it's the same team, the doubts will start to go into my head right now. And I've been trying to be really positive about the guy, but he can't say that then not take action. And it doesn't matter if they're good in training between now and the European game, which is not much time. My worry about Tavernier is his excuse for playing Tav is he'll say Tav's got experience for playing for Rangers in Europe. But when does that stop? Because he won't be here next year, so why not just do it now? I know he's a captain and all that. He needs to drop him. What else is there? I mean, there's people wanting Russell Martin sacked now. You can't, sack a manager after one league game. Imagine trying to get another manager in. If they phone up a guy or approach a guy, they're going to say, "Can you come and be the manager of Rangers?" If I lose my first game or draw my first game, I've got the sack. And also the owners don't work like that. They will have his back. They won't panic. That is a word that's just coming. They won't be panicking at all. They'll see the bigger picture, and he'll still be here at the end of the season unless there's something. If we go in a 5-game losing run or something like that, but that won't happen. We've got the new winger coming in on Monday or Tuesday, and there's people saying, "Look, we need a striker." I know Dessers needs to start at the weekend. I'd put Jeff Tate in and move Aaron's over, but we'll see what happens. But he's got to make changes, big changes, or his words yesterday were bollocks, quite frankly. And I don't like saying that because I like the guy, but liking a guy and him and his football abilities are two different things. But he was angry yesterday, and I liked that. It's a hard start, But it's only one game. We've lost. Soon as came in, we lost the first game. I think just in the second season we lost the league, the first game as well, but we did lose the league. The Morlocks won it, but Advocat lost his first game. It's and I do know the last couple of years we've lost our first games, but I don't like to compare this team and this Rangers to that what was on because it's a whole new regime. But I know a lot of people do, and rightly so. I've got no issue with that. You're perfectly right to say it, and I do understand it and get it. But it's a bit of a test. It was disappointing more than it. I was like, because I came in, I was working, and I came in about. I seem to remember it said 34 on the clock. I saw a test. Oh, we're 1-0 up, and it was from my header. That's the one positive from yesterday. We scored a direct goal directly from the cross. Dav headed it in. That was great to see. It doesn't matter who scored. It's the fact we scored from a corner. We don't do that, and it was that's a positive. That's a positive. But yeah, it's disappointing, man. It's just. Like we said all week, we can't. We've got to win the first game because if we won 1-0 or 2-1, but we didn't, so there's no point going down that avenue. But and it'll give other teams a boost today. I can see Celtic winning 5-0 or something against Celtic reserves, as we used to call them when they laid down for Celtic years ago. But anyway, so I've gone on too long, and I'm tired. I'm going to my bed. But I'll be up for a bit, but I'll crash because I'm shattered. You know, you when you're overtired and you're like that. That's where I am right now. But I'll be on for a bit. But yeah, there was a few people get binned last night because they were getting nasty. But aye, there was a few people that were drunk that were quite funny. But anyway, right. I hope you have a good Sunday and whatever. Cheers.